Thank you, Nick, for giving us the chance today to discuss with you various aspects of your theatre production, Spring Awakening. It was a very controversial play. Why would you choose such a controversial play? Do you like to provoke?
Right, do I like to provoke? I think theatre is, by its nature, is subversive. I think the theatre subverts people's preconceptions about things, it subverts people's conceptions of things, and I think that students by nature are subverters. Students, children because children are coming out of the world with a completely, well, not completely, but with certainly with a new view of things. That's what creates a difference between generations. And I think that Spring Awakening is provocative, but I think it's provocative in a very healthy and intelligent way. I think what it does more than anything else, and I think this is what theatre should do, is it provokes people to think. And it provokes people to think about, to test their own thoughts and feelings and to question their own dogmas. And I think we're all a product very much of our education and our time. And one of the beautiful things about Spring Awakening is it deals with timeless issues that ask for a response from the audience, but most importantly, I think from the point of view of theatre in schools, I think that it allows the students to act their own age. Most of them, half the cast are acting their own age, which is very, very good because you can work on the natural quality of the student and you don't have to push them around too much, you don't have to direct them too much. And the ones who play the adults are able to caricature the adults, which is very amusing. Most of the adults in the play are caricatured. Although there are a couple of scenes of real depth with the adults. One of the, I think, probably the deepest adult scene in the play is the scene between Frau Gabor and Herr Gabor in the second part of the play, which is a real study in marital breakdown over, if you like, over the body of their own child, Melchior. But I don't think there's any reason why school theatre shouldn't provoke, as long as it's done in a sensitive manner, and as long as it's done, as long as the students who are performing the play are guided in a sensitive and caring way, and they're protected, and they are, any of the issues that are dealt with in the play are carefully explained to them, any of their questions are carefully answered. I think students demand the truth. I think students demand the truth about human life, and I think they demand the truth about some of the issues in a play like Spring Awakening, and I think it's part of our responsibility as teachers to ensure that those questions are not only confronted by the students, but are not answered by us, but discussed by us with the students. Because students are going to come through their own experience, through their own conception, the answer to those questions. And at the time that those students, at the age those students are at, they're actually experimenting with many of the issues that the play dramatises. And I think it's important that students should feel that they've got a space in school where their preoccupations, where their own feelings in relation to these issues can be safely discussed, and that their voices can be heard. And if their voices are provocative, fantastic. I don't want a school where everybody accepts a single definition of anything. I think that's why we do TOK, Theory of Knowledge, in EIB, and I think it's very, very important, written into our mission statement, that we should be tolerant of a number of different positions, a number of different points of view. And part of opening up a debate among students is to expose them to work which actually asks them to actively question behaviour, feelings, emotions, and deal with them. And theatre is a protected environment where you can deal with strong emotions, at the same time you're not, if you like, having to suffer the consequences of them. Laura Defonce falls pregnant in a play as Wendler, but she doesn't fall pregnant as Laura Defonce. There's a very big distinction. But the issue of abortion, which is a major issue not only among young people, it's an issue in this country. That issue is dealt with in the play in a very, very powerful way. I don't think there's anything wrong with the students actually taking a position in relation to that, because the whole of this, Portugal was asked to take a position in relation to the abortion debate 2 years ago. So I think we're training students to be citizens of a country, we're training students to be thoughtful and actively critical participants in democracy. It's very important that they get the opportunity of living through these things, albeit in a secondary level through theatre.